Okay. If you are doing the Matt Daily Checkup results, these entries should all be filled in, which is total people visited, in this case it would be 3, total people sold screens to, in this case it would be 2, total people bought screens from, in this case it would be 2, and then there's all this information already filled in for you. As a person that checks up that all the entries are in, what you will need to do is listen to these instructions and fill in if it happened or not. So in this case it says mark X if there is the amount of new client entries in the general ledger which have Matt as the deal worker is equal to the number above. So here's your cell. In this case the number would be 3. So what you need to do is go to the general ledger and see that there are 3 entries with Matt as the deal worker and for today's date, which is 11/29/2013. So what we're going to do is go to the general ledger. Here's all the new entries for today. What we want to do first is see what the new entries for today were. So we'll put in today's date, 11/29. We could see that there's 4 new entries for today. And you could tell because the date is always in the timestamp. So 11/29 is today's date. Okay, so we found that. Now what we need to do is find what the daily checkup list asks us to do is to make sure that there's an equal amount of client entries in the general ledger which have Matt as the deal worker. So now we know that these are the entries for the 29th, so just so I don't lose count, I'm just going to highlight it, just to separate it from the other entries. Now we need to find the ones that Matt is the deal worker for. So I'll just type in Matt. Let's go down to the 29th, and we see that Matt is the deal worker for 3 out of the 4. So I'll even highlight these, just to make sure I know what I'm looking at. Just not to get confused. You don't need to do this, but that's just to prevent getting confused. So, these are the new client entries, these blue ones. So we have 1, 2, 3. They're all equal. So that would be an X. If for some reason this number 3 was not equal to the new client entries in the checklist, we would have to actually do this. If not, a text has been sent to 63. We'll need to send a text. So what you would do is go to ohDon'tForget.com. You have to send it to 2 numbers in this case. So we'll send it for the next day. And what you have to write is Matt, you just put what's in the quotations. Take that, copy it, put it into here. And now I've sent it to the 880-1600 column. I've created that. I also have to send it to the other number in the directions, which says there we go. Put that right in there. We'll send that. And in that case, we would need to put an X in this column because we have sent the text message, and there wouldn't be an X in this column because it wasn't equal. That's why we ended up sending this text message. So there you go.